Good morning, children. Today we are going to start our second poem, An Elementary School Classroom in a Slum. Before starting this, let us discuss something about the poet Stephen Spender. Stephen Spender was born in 1909 and died in 1995. He was an English poet and an essayist. He left University College Oxford without taking a degree and went to Berlin in 1930. Stephen took a keen interest in politics and declared himself to be a socialist and pacifist. He was deeply influenced by communism initially, but later on he was disillusioned by communism. Books by Spender include poems of dedication, The Edge of Being, The Creative Element, The Struggle of the Modern, and an autobiography, World Within World. In an elementary school classroom in a slum, he has concentrated on themes of social injustice and class inequality. This poem, it is talking about the idea that a world should not be divided along monetary acquisitions. And especially he's talking about, the opportunities which are provided to the children of slum. Children, we can change our life, we can change the way we live, we can come out of poverty if good educational opportunities are provided. Stephen Spender, in this particular poem, he has painted a picture of slum children, their school, and you will find that how these children, they are victims of government apathy. Government is not doing anything to uplift or to make these or to facilitate these students so that they can come out of this poverty. This poem, it is good number of similes and metaphors and imagery. All these are used to make or to give a very vivid picture of the life of these children who are studying in this elementary school classroom. There is no regular rhyme scheme. If you go through this poem, you will find that there is no regular rhyme scheme. And, this helps even to convey the effect of social disorder, confusion, chaos, poverty, unemployment, and hardships, which are faced by many of the children who are living in these slums. And at the same time, here poet, what he suggests is that there should be only possible a way when haves, those who are affluent, they realize that they also have duty towards have-nots. Those who are underprivileged or unprivileged, if those who are privileged, they will understand that they have to work for upliftment of those who are underprivileged, then only we can make a change in our society. Let us start our poem. I am going to read first stanza. Far, far from gusty waves, these children's faces, like rootless weeds, the hair torn round their pallor. The tall girl with her weighed down head, the paper-seeming boy with rat's eyes, the stunted, unlucky heir of twisted bones, reciting his father's gnarled disease, his lesson from his desk. At back of the dim class, one unnoted, sweet and young. His eyes live in a dream of squirrel's game in tree room other than this. Now, this particular stanza is talking about the children who are sitting in this classroom. It gives us the picture of these poor children. It shows us that how pathetic these children are. The poet, he describes this elementary school in a slum, and the children who are sitting in this classroom, they are looking pathetic. They are far, it's repetition. This is to emphasize the gap which is there between the lives of these children and the bounties of nature, which is available to the children of privileged class. Here, gusty waves, it is an imagery. Childhood is filled up with energy. Children, they are always happy to be around nature, and gusty word is used for the power that waves have. Far, far from gusty waves, these children's faces. But these children, they are devoid of the joys of nature. Far away from the activities and jubilations of life. The faces of these children, they are withered and tired, like rootless weeds. Now, simile is used here to compare the faces of these children with that of rootless weeds. I hope all of you are very well aware about weeds. These are unplanted, unwanted plants which generally choke the growth of plants and removed by planters. Now these are rootless weeds. Further, rootless is just to give you an idea that these children are malnourished. The roots are, the function of roots is to provide nourishment or sustenance to the plant. And these children, they are malnourished. And that is why poet has compared these children with that of rootless weeds. They are unwanted in the society. At the same time, they are hungry, they are malnourished. They are surrounded by dirt and apathy of people. They have no time or money to keep themselves clean, and it is very clearly shown when we see that they are untidily, scattered there on their pale face. Pallor here is for paleness on the face. Generally, this paleness is because they are not provided with proper nutrition, they are hungry, they are malnourished, and that is why it is visible there on their face in the form of paleness. They are unkempt, their hair are untidy and scattered round their pale faces. The tall girl with her weighed down head. Now here see, a girl who is sitting there in the class is described as if her head is burdened with the harshness of life. She is carrying the poverty, the harshness of life, and this burden is too heavy for her, and it seems as if her bent head is because of this burden. She is sitting there in the class. Now one student, the paper seeming boy, he is compared with that of paper. Again, this paper seeming boy, it is metaphor. Now this boy is compared, he is so thin that he is compared with that of a paper. He is hungry, malnourished, and he is compared with that of a paper. He is weak, he is timid, and you see, not only he is very thin, but his eyes, again metaphor is used, is compared with that of rat's eyes, with rat's eyes. His hungry eyes like that of a rat. It seems as if they are searching for food and contentment. So we can see that how poor these children are, and it is visible there on the faces of these children. The stunted, unlucky heir of twisted bones, reciting a father's gnarled disease, his lesson from his desk. Now, obviously, when this boy is not getting proper nutrition, he is malnourished. This malnutrition has kept him short and stunted. And at the same time, he is unlucky. Why he is unlucky? Because what we inherit from our father is property, or joys, or money, or land. But see what he has inherited from his father. He has inherited a disease of deformed and twisted body from his father, and that is why he is unlucky heir he is reciting his lessons, sitting on his desk. He is reciting his lesson in a very mellow and a weak voice. It seems as if he's not reciting his lesson, but he's, he sounds sickly like his father, as if he is reciting or repeating the disease that his father has given him or he has inherited from his father. At back of the dim light, one unnoted, sweet and young, his eyes live in a dream of squirrel's game in tree room other than this. Now this squirrel's game, tree room, both are metaphors. Now see, this is a dim classroom. There is no proper ventilation or arrangement of light there in this room. At the back of this dimly lit room, one boy is sitting, and this boy, he is not noticed by others. He is different from other children. He looks sweet and young. It is he's sitting there in the remote corner of this class. He is young, he is sweet, but he has not been noticed by others. And we see that this boy, he is lost in the world of his own dreams. He is roaming there in his own fantasy world, where he is imagining as if he is playing like a squirrel in her tree room. Now children, tree room is the hollow which is there in the tree, and generally squirrels, they play there in this hollow. It seems as if this boy, he is dreaming as if he is also playing like a squirrel. He is not interested in the dull and monotonous routine of the classroom, but he preferred to roam there in the world of his dreams. So children, this first stanza, it gave us a picture of the children who are sitting there in this classroom, and we can see that how poor, how malnourished these children are. Now move on to our second stanza. On sour cream walls, donations, Shakespeare's head, cloudless at dawn, civilized doom riding all cities, belt flowery Tyrolese valley, open-handed map awarding the world its world. And yet, for these children, these windows, not this map, their world, where all their futures painted with a fog. A narrow street sealed in with a lead sky, far, far from rivers, capes, and stars of words. See children, this second stanza is talking about, it is giving us picture of the classroom. On sour cream walls, again metaphor is used. Donations. See, sour cream walls, it gives us an image that how dirty the walls of this classroom, these walls or the paint which is there on the walls of this classroom is. It is compared with that of sour cream. Now children, the color of sour cream is pale, it's yellow, and it stinks. And this just gives us an idea that how dirty these classroom walls are. Donations. Now see, a government is not giving any money to upkeep this classroom, and whatever is kept there in the classroom, whatever is provided there in this classroom, it is by the donations which is received by given by the charitable or philanthropist persons. Now this paragraph, this stanza will let you know about the things which are there in the classroom. This particular sour cream also gives us an idea about the morbid atmosphere which is there in the class. Now in this classroom, in one of the corner stands a portrait or bust of Shakespeare. Shakespeare is a literary genius. And it is ironical that this literary master's portrait or bust, it is kept there in the classroom where no serious teaching takes place. So obviously there is no use of keeping Shakespeare's bust or portrait there in the classroom. The children of slum, they might have not tasted the joys of literature. Now, cloudless at dawn, civilized room riding all cities. Now see, the picture is showing early morning time, which is having a blue sky devoid of any clouds. It is full of hope. But this is something which is entirely opposite to the lives of these children. In the same stanza later on, we will see that for them it's not blue sky but lead sky. So it is something which is irrelevant for these children. Civilized room riding all cities, magnificent buildings which are there in the cities. These pictures are also there in the classroom. See how relevant these pictures are for the children who are living in small hutments there in the slum. Entire slum is filled up with dirt. Nothing which is considered as magnificent is there in this slum. Built flowery Tyrolese valley. Now see, a picture is showing Tyrolese valley, which is there in Austria. And now it shows, very beautiful flowers which are blossomed there in this valley. It is a very beautiful place. Now, this beauty of nature is not meant for these children. For them, it is dirt, it is apathy, government's apathy, it is a slum which is meant for these children, not this beautiful valley or the nature which is for other children, which other children from privileged society they enjoy. Open-handed map awarding the world its world. Now see, map is showing the world. This map again represents, a host of opportunities for privileged class. But for these children, there is no use of this map. They do not, they are not, provided with the opportunities which are given to other children. For these children, this map is irrelevant. Rather than this, what they see is where all their futures painted in a fog. Rather than this, for these children, their world is, these slums which are filled up of fog, the harsh life that these children are leading, and a dark and bleak future where there is no hope for these children. Futures painted with a fog, it's a metaphor. It is used to convey that there is no hope of any betterment for these children in this, in their life. In their future, there is no hope of betterment. A narrow street sealed in with a lead sky. Again, lead sky, it's metaphor. These children, they are, their future, it is imprisoned, or you can say it is confined within the narrow and dusty streets and sealed with dull and concrete sky. See, we have discussed that for them it's not blue sky, cloudless sky, but it is lead sky. So it shows that how there is no hope left for the betterment of these children. Far, far from rivers, capes and stars of words. See, these two sentences are giving us, entirely opposite picture. These children, they are far, far from rivers and capes, mountains, rivers, and beauty of nature. They are far, far away from this. At the same time, stars of words. They are, away from good educational opportunities, which may help them in, changing their situation or coming out of poverty. With this, children, we have done first two stanzas of this poem. Next two we'll do in our next video. Thank you.